we're going to tell you guys why we're running what we're running, and we're going to just give you a little bit of deck profile. So the main attacker in this deck is our 3 copies of Single Strike Urshifu. 220 HP fighting type. It has the single strike style, which is very important. Obviously, we're playing a single strike deck. This first attack is never going to come into play because we're not running any basic fighting energies. Stone energy and the single strike energy in your deck, they don't count as fighting energies, so you can't laser focus to go and search them. Impact Blow actually makes Single Strike Urshifu V a really solid attacker against Gengar and against Arceus V-Star and V. So for 2 fighting energies and a colorless energy, Impact Blow does 180. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't use Impact Blow. So a really cool tech is to get the single strike energy on the Urshifu, use Impact Blow, and then Gigantamax into the VMAX, because the VMAX is really solid. So we're only running 2 copies of the VMAX because he's not like our main attacker in this deck. Like he's our finisher. Umbreon is where we want to do like the bulk of our attacking, but Single Strike Urshifu VMAX does have a niche and does some solid damage. For 3 colorless energies, Beatdown does 100. If you have the single strike energy, which we'll talk about as we progress through the deck profile, you can manipulate these numbers, and this alone, depending on what you can get it at, is enough to knock out Arceus V-Star and Gengar VMAX, which will be like 2 of your like best matchups with this deck. Now for the hefty cost of 3 fighting energy and 1 colorless energy, Gmax 1 blow will do 270 damage. Discard all energy from this Pokemon. This attack's damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's Pokemon. So this will get through Zamazenta V. This will get through any Pokemon effects that say they can't be damaged by Pokemon GX or Vs. Any effects that say this Pokemon can't be attacked on the next turn. Urshifu Single Strike VMAX will get through it. This makes this a very, very good card to clean up hits on stuff that you wouldn't normally be able to get the hits on. Duraludon VMAX, this will get through its ability. So a really good card all the way through. We're also running 2 copies of Umbreon V. Umbreon V is a really, really good card. Its first attack, Mean Look, will do 30 damage for 1 dark energy. Not bad. Obviously, we can manipulate that, and we'll get into that as we progress. For 1 dark and 2 colorless, Moonlight Blade does 80. If this Pokemon has any damage counters on it, this attack does 80 more damage. So that is very important to remember, and we will show you why in 1 second. And we're also running 2 copies of Umbreon VMAX. Umbreon VMAX is a Boss's Orders. If you're familiar with Boss's Orders, it's a supporter that lets you choose one of your opponent's bench Pokemon and switch it with their active Pokemon. When you evolve when you Dynamax Umbreon V onto Umbreon VMAX onto Umbreon V, you can switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon. You choose the Pokemon. That's important. And then for 1 colorless and 1 dark, 2 colorless, Max Darkness does 160. So solid card all around. Now, you're going to ask yourself, how are we going to put damage counters on the Umbreon V, or how are we going to get the 4 energies onto the VMAX to do our stuff? We're running 3 copies of Single Strike Houndour. The Houndour is not important because we're running 3 copies of Single Strike Houndoom. Its ability is amazing. Single Strike Roar. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a Single Strike energy card and attach it to one of your Single Strike Pokemon. Then shuffle your deck. If you attach energy to a Pokemon this way, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. So right there, Umbreon V's Moonlight Blade is live. You're getting the energies you need onto the Urshifu to do Gmax 1 blow. Really good card. And we're rounding out our Pokemon line with 1 Crobat V. This is just to draw cards. When Crobat V cycles out in the fall, we'll probably use a Luminion V or something else. More than likely, a Luminion V will be our choice, so we can search for supporters, and then we can manipulate our supporter line a little bit, which is going to be really, really cool. Getting into our supporters, we are running 4 copies of Professor's Research, Juniper, 3 Marnie, 2 Boss's Orders, and 1 copy of Single Strike Bruno. But we don't talk about Bruno. No, no, no. Bruno is really good. Shuffle your hand in your deck, then draw 4 cards. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn, draw 7 instead. This is really good if your opponent scores an early KO on specifically a Houndour or a Houndoom. You're going to be able to shuffle your hand in your deck, draw 7 new cards with Bruno, which is really, really good. Boss's Orders, switch your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon. Professor's Research, Juniper, discard your hand, draw 7 cards. And then Marnie is, she's player shuffle their hand in their deck, draw. Each player shuffles their hand and then puts it on the bottom of the deck. You draw 5, your opponent draws 4. If either player does this, so you can do this with no cards in your hand, but because your opponent's going to draw cards, you do it, you're going to get 5 free cards. Marnie cycles out in the fall. Honestly, we'll probably switch her with maybe Cynthia's Ambition, or maybe just more copies of Bruno. So, Professor's Research will stay because we, in Brilliant Stars, we got Professor's Research Rowan, which has the new letter symbol on it, which means older versions of the card will be playable as long as they follow the new rules. And since research doesn't change, we're good to go. So, and the same thing with Boss's Orders. We got a Cyrus version in Brilliant Stars. It has the new letter, so your older Boss's Orders, Lysander, Giovanni, are still going to be playable. Moving into our trainer lineup, we are running 3 copies of Evolution Incense. We want to find these Houndooms as quickly as humanly possible. If you cannot get Houndooms out, this deck does not run very well. Then we're running 3 Great Ball. Again, same thing. We want to get access to our Evolution Pokemon, our VMAXs. We want to get access to our Houndooms. 3 Quick Ball. Quick Ball rotates in the fall, as does Great Ball. I don't know what we'll replace Great Ball with, but Quick Ball's replacement is clearly Ultra Ball. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon, reveal it, put it in your hand. You discard a card to use it. Ultra Ball is the better option here because it's going to let you get discard 2 cards to get any Pokemon. We're running 2 copies of Switch. We're running 1 copy of Tool Scrapper. Tool Scrapper, I think, is a solid play in this format, getting rid of pesky Giant Capes, other cards that we're going to talk about here in a minute. We're running 3 copies of Urn of Vitality. This is really good because you're going to use it in conjunction with Single Strike Urshifu VMAX. Gmax 1 Blow makes you discard all the energy attached to this Pokemon. There is a 90% chance that you're going to have Single Strike energy attached to it when you use it. So being able to shuffle up 2 Single Strike energies into your deck is really good. And then we're running 2 copies of Air Balloon. Lets you drop the retreat cost of your active Pokemon by 2 of the Pokemon it's attached to. Houndoom gets to retreat for free. Urshifu will retreat for 1. Umbreon will retreat for free. That's important. Really good card. And our newest addition, 2 copies of Choice Belt. This is a new card in the Brilliant Stars set. As you can see, we have a little F on the bottom. It is a Pokemon tool, so it gets attached to one of your Pokemon. You can only have 1 tool attached to 1 Pokemon, unless there's an ability that gets through that, or a card that gets through that. The attacks of the Pokemon this card is attached to do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon V. That also includes VMAXs. That means, for example, if it's attached to this Umbreon, you're going to do 190 plus whatever the attack bonuses the Single Strike energies give you, which we'll talk about in 1 second. Urshifu on its own is going to be 130 for beatdown. That will knock out, that will almost knock out a Arceus V-Star on its own. Good stuff. And then we are rounding out our trainer line with 3 copies of Tower of Darkness. This is a really good card. Once during each player's turn, that player may draw 2 cards. In order to use this effect, that player must discard a Single Strike card. So you have a dead Bruno in hand. You can't really get use out of it. Discard it with Tower, draw 2 new cards. You don't need one of the Urn of Vitalities you have in your hand. Discard it, draw 2 cards. Pop a Single Strike energy, discard it, draw 2 cards. Use the Urn to get it back. Really good deck, really good card for this deck. And we're rounding it out with our energies. We're running the big boy. This is what this deck is all about, friends. Single Strike Energy. This energy can only be attached to a single strike Pokemon. If this card is attached to anything other than a single strike Pokemon, discard this card. That is important to remember. As long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides fighting and dark energy, but only provides one energy at a time. Which means if you have it attached to a Pokemon that has a fighting and dark energy requirement, it will only provide one of those requirements. But it is a fighting and dark energy at all times. That is it's very confusing, but it's very important to remember. The attacks of the Pokemon this card is attached to do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. This is where we're going to hit really cool numbers with Choice Scarf, with Choice Belt. If we have one of these attached to Umbreon and we have a belt attached to it, Max Darkness is going to do 180, 210 damage. That with weakness knocks out Mew. That with weakness knocks out Mew VMAX. That with weakness knocks out any other pesky psychic Pokemon that have a dark weakness. On Urshifu, that is going to make this 120. The single, and then the thing will make it 150. That will knock out a Gengar V. That will almost knock out a Gengar V Max. That will knock out an Arceus V-Star with only one single strike energy attached. And then if you attach two single strike energies, that's going to be 140, 170. That will knock out whatever the heck you want. So important stuff to remember. If you have it attached to here, Impact Blow will get you a knockout on pretty much whatever you want, even though it already will already. It is a really good card. Then we're rounding out with 4 capture energies. That'll let us get our Houndars out really quickly without having to play one of our quick balls for it. Umbreon V, our Urshifus, and we're running 4 copies of Stone Energy. As long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides a fighting energy. That is cool. It's going to be a fighting energy no matter what it's attached to. The fighting Pokemon this card is attached to takes 20 less damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon. So if you have this attached to this, it's going to take 20 less damage. You have this attached to this and you don't discard it, you're going to take 20 less damage. That kind of negates you having the 20 damage here from the attachment of the single strike energy through Houndoom. So I really like this deck. I want to play Gengar, but I don't have any Gengars. But like this deck on its own is a very, very solid deck. It is really good. I'm really excited to play tonight. I'm really excited to test out the Choice Belt change. Fine. That's fine. So when you knock out one of your opponent's Pokemon, you get to take a prize. That's our play there. You get to take a prize, and then when you take a prize, when you take 6 prizes, you win the game. So these 6 cards are cards from our deck. Oh, that's not a good start for you, bud. That is not a good start for her. So, and it's cool. Oh, Capacious. Are they just thinning? Ooh, that's a nice energy. Please tell me you have... Okay, good. I'm very confused. I still don't know what they're playing. I'm guessing it's probably Ice Rider Calyrex. If I had to take a guess. And if it's Ice Rider Calyrex and I can get the knockout on it, I'm taking it. Sylveon. Okay, that's exciting. Oh my gosh, Marnie. That's upsetting. This Marnie just ruined my entire life. Ruined my entire life. Maybe. We'll see. What are they playing? Doesn't that end their turn? Oh, they monkey magic. Never mind. Evolution incense. Okay. So it's my turn. Oh, I should have pitched that. I'm dumb. Not helpful. That Marnie, that full art Sylveon is very cool. That Marnie messed me up so badly. As long as they didn't draw into a switch, we're good. As long as it didn't draw a switch or a Juno. Oh, that sucks. Okay. We want this. We want to draw 6. We want to draw 4 cards. What the hell? We want to apparently not get a Houndoom. There we go. How much damage is this thing going to do? 70 plus 30. So it's going to be on my bench. So that's going to be 120. Sorry, 130. Actually, not bad, actually. But we're going to attach that there. We're going to do that onto the Ursh. And another Umbreon. Ah, I'm an idiot. I'm dumb. You gotta go. Have a good night, Ori. I am dumb. Okay, so if I'm right, this is only gonna do 130, 150, 180. Which is fine. That's a slightly less fine. I figured that was coming. That's okay. I have the Marnie. Why we didn't play the Marnie last time when I went for the boss's orders for the chip damage. Oh, weakness. I was like, how did that do that? I'm actually kind of okay with this. That's going to be... I need it for the kill. Good to know. We're going to do that. We're going to pitch that for Ursh. There. That was an important hit. We needed that. That was an important hit. That essentially could give us the game here, depending on what we do. I need to draw into another freaking Pokemon, though. I'm actually very much okay with this Marnie because it's going to cycle. It's going to cycle in that Single Strike energy. Oh, that's beautiful. I don't think they thought this through. Gonna go there. I can make this hurt real bad. No, this thing doesn't. This can't recycle energy, can it? So you're essentially useless to me right now. You have 260. I'm gonna do 190 and take out anything I want. Yeah, we've got this. We've got this. Okay, so how much damage am I doing exactly? I'm going to do 190. So, hold on. That's 180, 200, 220, 250. We're going to do 250 damage. So I can knock out whatever I want. We won. It's game over. What do we want to knock out? That was a good game. That was a very good game. Why are you running so high? All right, so my opponent's going to get to go first. Oh my gosh, of course we open with the Crobat. Okay, so despite a really bad opening, this actually is a really solid hand. As long as my opponent... Oh, we're playing against Weezing. This could be interesting. As long as they don't Marnie us, which they couldn't on the first turn anyway, we are actually looking pretty good here. Because I can do this. Pitch the Stone Energy, and we want to grab Houndoom. Not Houndoom, Houndour. I'm going to attach that there. Pass turn. Now you see, that is where having Fighting Energy would have been really good. I'm fine with that. This is the play here. Beautiful. The only thing that is going to suck about this is that we do not have abilities at the moment. So there's no point in playing. And I win. Literally, the only way I don't win is if I don't draw into an energy off these two cards. Oh, boy. Maybe we don't win. Pop that there. Pitch that. Get an Umbreon because... No, that's... I heard you. I got you, Ori. My stream just kind of, like, died a little bit, but we're good. We're good. All right, this Bruno is going to be clutch. If we get an energy, we... Oh, God, we didn't get an energy. Ugh. I'm okay with that. Oh my God. Why are we not drawing in? You know what? Worth it. Worth it. That sucks a little bit because I really needed that to go off on the next turn. But technically, I still have access to one boss's orders, so that's okay. I still have one air balloon in deck potentially, so we're looking good here. Pass turn. So we can't attack. I'm playing with an actual player, Ori. We're doing the rank ladder climb. That's fine. This is why we didn't use the switch. This is why we didn't use the switch. We didn't use the switch so we could... Now, mind you, if I can draw into a... Yes, Nintendo Switch. If I can draw into a into an Urshifu VMAX, I am golden here because I can like just literally just sit here and beat down stuff to death. He's not gonna Marnie me because I have less cards and I'll have more cards. So we're actually feeling really good here. That's fine. That, on the other hand, is not. Huh. Beautiful. That works. We're sitting actually really good here because if I can swap out, he's gonna drop another Weezing. That's fine. Oh, a Hoopa. That Hoopa can actually knock me out. But to be fair, he's got to get... Oh my gosh, this thing has free retreat? Why does this thing have free retreat? One... That's hilarious. Yes. We lived. Amazing. I feel like we're in a really good position here. Like, I don't actually think this thing can attack me unless there's stadiums in the play. Like, I haven't seen a single water energy at all. So, I think we're looking really good here, guys. Looking really good. Like, we're looking really good here, you guys. Unless they can drop, like, Unless they can drop 7 stadiums. Oh, that's going to suck. So we're going to lose our Urshifu here, but that's okay. That's fine. That's fine. I'm going to take that on my next turn. I'm going to take this on my next turn and knock it out with Umbreon VMAX. Unless he Marnies me. But with a hand that big, he's not going to Marnie me. It'd be hilarious if he does. If anything, they'll probably Professor's Research. Ooh, he Rhyhond. Okay. Is he running Water Energy? Oh, he is. At this point, I don't even care about that thing. It's going to do 120. Interesting. No, that'd be stupid. Don't do that. Shuffle this. We're actually not going to go for that because that would be very bad right now. But what we can do, we'll patch that to that. And we'll max darkness this away. That is the bigger threat right now because that will make some serious damage input. That's game. Damn. Good game. Good game. That was a good game. Honestly, it took us too